Hi everyone, I'm glad you clicked on this video, regardless if you're a returning subscriber, if you're curious about the title. You read it right, you haven't started doing whatever it is you plan to do because you don't want to. I'm sure that will get met with immediate resistance, but I'll walk you through examples and you let me know if your mind remains unchanged by the end of the video. I came up with this concept of fluff before flow. Before any of us can enter a deep state of concentration with our work, especially when it's new work, there's a period of stress, uneasiness, lack of resources, and expertise, basically a learning curve you can't escape. Let me draw a picture in your mind. Imagine you're 30 minutes away from getting off work. It's Friday, you're hungry, you don't want to cook tonight. What's the first few things that come to mind? Now, most of us are probably gonna guess fast food, or the more luxurious food delivery apps like Uber Eats, DoorDash, Postmates. The reason why we opt for those over cooking is for convenience. And the thing about convenience is that its sworn enemy is friction. Because friction is the space and obstacles that are between where we are and where we're trying to be. All of that fluff I discussed earlier and the steep learning curve with starting something new, we opt for convenience. Which leads me into my next point. You already know what you'd rather be doing. Imagine having to fight fire with fire and you know water works, depending on the fire. In our minds, why would we work harder when we could just relax? Before we know it, I'm gonna have to head back into work. Before I know it, the kids will be home. Before you know it, you'll look back and wonder why you hadn't just started sooner. You'll be in a job somewhere, telling somebody that's headed down a similar path as you, how you could have done something, and you just never got around to it. There's an unseen competition taking place for our undivided attention. And habits and behaviors that are already established are gonna win every single time. We're talking 5-time champ, 50-0, 51.5 knockouts, guaranteed dopamine, or potential dopamine. It's you versus yourself, and yourself is undefeated at not having discipline. You don't want to step in the ring, and you and I are aware of this, which is why you just don't want to.
But dude, yes I do. I don't have the Canon EOS 5000 Mega Plus Pro. I don't have the 500 million, 100 uber jillion pistols. I don't have a Bugatti. I don't.
You don't want to. And trust me, when I say this is not a bullying video, this is not a make fun of you video, this is things I struggle with too. There are extreme cases and there are people who just don't want to. So they'll scurry off into the wide open path of excuses to avoid having to start. They'll come up with outlandish scenarios and reasons as to why they can't do much. So they shouldn't do anything, no matter how little, at all. And without a serious opposing negative or potentially positive motivation, you don't have the fuel to burn through it. For instance, one of the biggest driving, motivating, almost negative, I guess, depending on how you looked at it, factors for me going back to school was my discontent with my job. And I still struggle because most days I don't want to.
Devante, do you actually have any advice, or are you just gonna make us feel bad for not doing, I don't know, 18 minutes of the thing that I wanna start per day?
I don't have any advice. You knew that was an option and you clicked on this video. I just made this video to open a door, pick up a mirror, and remind you that you haven't started because you don't want to. Hope this reaches the ears that it's supposed to reach, and I hope you take it the way it's supposed to be taken. I love you, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. So I have to make a video because I want to, but I don't because I don't want to.